All right, hello everyone. So happy Monday. Let's get smashing. So let's start with gold as usual. Now it's a new week. So with the gold, as you know, we're going up. So no big dramas there. I did draw that yesterday. I said we'll be, not yesterday, last week. This is the weekly chart. And I mirrored that up. So like we're going to be going up here. Okay, so it's going to wave a little bit. But in the interim, at the end of the day, we should be pushing up, right? So I know it sounds a bit far-fetched going up to 3,000. Actually, it's not far-fetched. It's just normal, right? Remember, this is all good. So pull back on the weekly. That's 73 and that's 71, right? 73 there. So 2594, 2585. So this is what we're going to 2585 is there. 94 is there. All right, that's on the weekly. So we'll keep this up here. Let me put the hours for today as well. Okay, so here we are. All right, so this is the early hours in the morning. Nice to see a breakout there. So once we pull back, okay, this should be going long again. This zone is good for a pullback, so that 2,598.94 zone, and like I said, the 2,585, both levels are good to get back in the game. Okay, at the end of the day, the daily is going up as well. The high of that is 2594, so that 2,594 definitely looking good. Okay, on the daily 74 is 2,620. If we keep pushing up, LCL1 is your first target, which is 2,663. Is it 63 or 53? Yep, 63. So 2,663. Got a target up there. All right, so this zone is going to be a target. Okay. If it pull back down, you know, buying again, I think, is the way to go, and gold's got room to go. Okay, this 74 2,620 is right there, as you can see, which is last week's target. Remember, so we had 2,620 on the target, 2,619, and that's what the market pretty much did. And that's basically it. So I want to push this back up. This is going to be again a support zone, but I would be trusting this less. Okay, so this is for me less reliable. Let's get rid of that. Let's take a look at the euro. Let's see if we've got a weekly target. 84.2775. Okay, we'll put 2775 on there as well. Let's see, that's scaled fixed already. Well, it's a bit out there, so if we cross that, we'll put that in there. Okay, no big deal, and that's basically it. Now we can also get rid of these so we don't get confused. If the market goes below this, breaks below this, then obviously we're going to have to re-evaluate. But this 71.72 zone, I think is good to kind of like go back up again. Euro dollar on the monthly, we've got the LCL1 12.25. we already know about that from before. Okay, 12.25 here, so this is already on the cards. We talked about those targets. The market went up there. This was from last week. Friday was sideways, no dramas. Now let's take a look. It's a new week. As you can see, it's keeping that momentum pushing up, which is fine. That 1078, I'm going to put 1078 there, and that is going to be a buy zone. All right, so if the market does get to 1078, we will be buyers again, because that's a nice weekly support there. On the monthly, that's a target, so we're pretty much in the zone, and it's also a target here, as you can see, right at 1158 here. It's like still on that zone there, so this zone is a little tricky. Okay, and we are kind of like looking like we're at highs before a retracement. So, you know, be careful, okay, because the highs are definitely not what we want to be buying. All right, we don't want to be buying the highs. So this we can do, and then afterwards it should, if it breaks out, then we should like go into that 1.20. Okay, all right, but we're not there yet, so that's that. Now this zone is still a retracement zone, as you can see, right? So this is one zone, and there's a bit of a gap here. So if I take this is a zone for us to get back in. Okay, there we are. Oops. Come on. There. Alright, so this zone, the green zone, I'll get rid of this white line. That's a good buy kiss zone, but if we come that far, we'll be in the game anyway. So a bit of a retracement is not a bad idea at all. And that 58 bringing us to 1078 is all the way down here. 1078, is it? It is 58. 1078, which is right here. All right, 1078. So yeah, that's on the weekly. We'll see how that goes. Okay, but we never know. So this zone might actually be limits where the market can stop sweep and then push down and then go back up again. So we'll keep that in mind. That's a buy zone. If it gets in there, we're buyers. All right, now with the daily, we're right on there, as you can see, 64, which is 1164. Now 1164, it is exactly there. It's done it. Okay, so it's pretty much done. It's a resistance level on the daily. If it breaks above that, buying on a pullback in the intraday to go into LCL1 is okay, and that's going to be 1212. So then this 1212, 1225 is going to be a target zone. Okay, but as you can see, the market has broken above this level before, but currently this is what we need to see. Okay, as you can see, the market closed below that line, and we'll have to see if it breaks out. We've got room to go, but like I said, this zone is, if I take that wick, is a sell zone. Okay, so you know, buying inside the sell zone is a bit tricky. It's something we don't like to do, but if it breaks out and then pulls back, maybe you can do an intraday trade to push up in there. But this is not a buy zone. All right, let me refresh that. Now this is where the weekly pivot is. This is where a bit of a gap is. So the market coming back down, down, down is also on the cards. If we get into that 1078, that is a buy zone. All right, and we could get in there. Check out your swing days as well. All right, so check your swing days and follow it through. SB 500. Now, on the weekly, we've broken out. On the monthly, we've broken out. So until the elections, looks like we're all in high spirits. Okay, maybe all the way into Christmas as well, since you always get a Christmas, well, more often than not, you get a Christmas rally. So we'll see how that pans out. Now, this is on top. It's broken up. So on the price, 5649. 5649. 5649 is there. All right, so this is a zone where the market can come down into before going back up again. No buying on the highs, as you can see. That's where the market stopped. It made the target. On the daily, the resistance is going to be 68.69. So this 5730.40, 5730.40 5740. This is a resistance zone. So from here, market may retrace, and that's fine. You can try that on the swing days for the indices, and that could, like, if we like push up, it could be a good opportunity to play the pullback. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this. That could bring us into there. Okay, obviously the weekly and the daily are going to be levels where you need to kind of like cover the trade. You know, the opening, closing, daily pivot, this is all packed up here. So the market should push into here before they buy, or there or there. Now if we come down here, look out for stop sweeps. If we come there, look out for that little gap fill, and that's basically it. Okay, and then the market, you know, is still on an upwards motion, so buying at those levels is okay. 59 on the daily is 5,628. No, sorry, 5,628 is on the weekly. 5628 is also there. Okay, so that's also on the weekly. It's that blue level there. On the daily, and that's your resistance. If the market does pull back into, let's check it out, 60, 57, 52. 60 is 5670. 5670, which is there. Okay, which is actually enough to stop to sweep the stops. Okay, so that's one level. Okay, on the daily there. 57 is 5650 and 5615. So 5650 is there and 5615 is there. All right, so these are on the daily. So what you can do now is take this for a manipulation bar. Okay, there. And then this is another level where you got to mind the gap. Okay, and this is another level where you can sweep stops and push up. All right. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin. Now, indices go together, as you know, more often than not anyway. So what we can just basically do is follow suit. So on the weekly, as you can see, that's a nice breakout there. Okay, and what we can actually do is do the same thing we did with gold. Okay, that's an approximate one. Okay, so you can do a more accurate one. Let's just do this. That's that. And we can get rid of that. All right, and then you can also cover the Fibo levels in the middle too, right? So that's okay. Let's do this. Let's get rid of that. Just come to the daily. Now this is a resistance zone. Okay, so going to have to be a little careful. 42,173,237. 42,173,213 is there. So that's one level. And the other one was, that's 73, 42,237. 42,237. So the market needs to break this level. 237. All right, so we need to break above this zone. So once again, market coming back, sweeping into this zone, into that zone. So we'll have to pull back, won't we? We certainly will have to. All right, so your buy levels are going to be down here, 52 to 69. So 52 or 59, 54, 59, 62. So 41,700, 807. 41,700, 807. Well, 807 is pretty much there. So this is enough to sweep stops. Let's just see one more. 54, 41,463. 41, we'll keep that there. 463 down here. All right, which is also logical, right? Because this is where the market pumped up. So we've got room to come down. So if these levels match our trading hours, we'll want to go long. This zone is, like I said, it's a resistance zone, but the weekly is broken out, okay? And because it has broken out, you want to go with that move. So the pullback, also the higher that, is 538, which is there. 538, whoops, there. Okay, so this zone is good, this zone is good, this zone's also good, mind the gap. Okay. So yeah, and that's basically how we can play it out. So if we're at the highs, I think pushing down is not a bad idea, and then we're going to be looking to go long on the monthly also, like we're looking to looking to push up, but the retracements can give us an opportunity as well. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Okay, so the mentality is going to be the same. Let's take a look. Now this is, as you can see, broken out beforehand. We had that level there, so still a bit of room to go. With NASDAQ, remember, we've still got this zone to go. So this has got room to push up, but your resistance for the day is 19,955. So 19,955 is pretty much 19,955 there. Oopsie daisy. Alright, so okay, never mind, it's there. Pretty much high off there. So okay, for a stop sweep, the market can come down. This was a zone we marked in last week. Market came in, tapped into it, went up, so that's all good. And now, what do I have? Yeah, so the market sold off here before, but like I said, there's gaps to fill in there. So if it breaks out, we're going to push up. On the weekly, it's already broken up, so we just have to keep pushing along, okay, and see how things go. Now if this is an impulse wave, okay, let's see, this is the low, okay, so you can see the market has not closed under it, so it's tapped in and then pushed up. If this is an impulse wave, though, this can also be an A, B, C. Okay, so then we can push further down as well. So sellers will come in as well. It could be here, it could be slightly higher or double top, but looks like slightly higher according to this, and so on. So on the weekly, 51 is 19,082. 19,082 is just too far down there, isn't it? Yeah, it's just too far down there. So, and this is already done. So I'm thinking the only way to really deal with it is if we want to buy, it's going to be the LCL one, 19,694. So that will be like the early place to get in. 19,694 is going to be around here. Okay, so this is going to be our zone. And then The other spot is down here, 53.19.456, which is a bit too far down, but never mind, we'll mark it in. If it does get there, at least we know what to do. All right, and it's a logical place. You see how the market took off from here, so coming back into this place to buy is okay. This zone is also okay to buy too. You got to mind the gap here. You see the gap? So this place looks logical actually. So we could have actually a sell-off into here this week. All right, and so be mindful for that. That would be like a good trade, and then the market can pick up again. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, what do we have? All right, here we are. Now remember with Bitcoin, I did say we need to push up because of that weekly, right? Because once the weekly broke out, I said we've got room to go up, okay? Last week that was the zone. Okay, and then we had Saturday, Sunday. All right, so this is Monday. You can see Saturday is there and Sunday is here. So Saturday, Sunday was like sideways market, coming back into the zone and then going back up. So what to do with this? Now this is not a good place to buy, obviously, but the trend is like pushing up, as you can see. So there aren't many signs of it stopping here at the moment, as you can see, but what you want to do is target 57, which is 67,120, 67,120, 68,445. So 67,120, 68,445 was it? Which is on the weekly. Now those are weekly, right? So obviously not intraday. 68,445. On the daily, you can see we're breaking out, so it has room to go up. Where to get in is around there. Wouldn't be too bad if the market came back into this 61,300, 61,300 is there. So if we get back in to this zone, it's a buy zone. Okay, so this zone is okay. So the market can come back down. And 48 is 59,229. 59,229. 51. What? 51 or 59? What was it? 48. 59,230. $59,230 is there. Alright, so this zone is okay, also good. Whoops. Get rid of that. Okay, so if it pulls back, going in, back up again is okay. 51 is 60,585. 60,585 is kind of like a middle ground here. Okay. So that's basically it. We need to get rid of that, and that's the zone. All right, overall though, as you can see, the market's going up. It's got room to get up into that 67 zone, and if it does, fair enough. Okay, like I said, it might come back a little bit further down before it goes up. If it keeps pushing up, then look for selling. If it pushes down, then you can look for buys. 69, 65.8. Yeah, so this zone's also okay for closing the gap. Okay, and that's basically it.